everybody. I'm Lisa Campos, Community Affairs Director with your Positively Tampa Bay. Next month, a documentary will premiere documenting the story of a local family's struggle with autism. The documentary is called Walking in the Dark and was filmed right here in the Tampa Bay area. The goal of this film is to educate folks nationwide on autism spectrum disorders and what medical experts see as the best hope for treatment. Joining us in our studios this afternoon are Kimberly LaRochelle, whose son Levi was featured in the documentary, and Dr. Nelson Mañé, who is a pioneer in neurobehavioral disorders. A big word to get out, but I did do it. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. Kimberly, tell us about the experience for you and your son Levi during the filming. This must have been a new and yet learning experience for both of you.
It was very exciting, and we enjoyed it immensely because it was such a wonderful thing, and it was such a vision and a hope that we felt was so compelling. Levi made unbelievable success with this therapy, and we found like we were bonding with our son for the very first time in his 9 years of life.
So Levi is now 9 years old, and he was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome.
Yes.
When he was how old?
Well, probably about 8.5. It was a long road as far as going to doctors and trying to figure out what was going on. He could not understand what a smile meant. Now he can.
That's wonderful.
Now he knows what they mean, and he acts appropriately and responds appropriately, and he's happy.
The filmmaker said that the whole goal was to help families who are out there who may be wondering, don't have a diagnosis yet for their child, to see it and make that connection and then go to the doctor and see if perhaps their child does have autism spectrum disorder so that they can initiate the process of getting them the help they need. Dr. Mañé, you work with many families, and so many of them think there's really nothing they can do for their child, but you say there are things. There are two critical points of treatment. Tell us about that first one, neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity is what gives parents hope. So there are, your brain is alive and changing from cradle to grave. A lot of parents have been told that at 6 years old, it's all over. And Kim's son was 8.5, and he made considerable improvements. So if you're at home right now and your child's over 6 and you think it's all over, it's not too late. You can still change the brain. We can still make positive changes on that brain, and if you change the brain, you change the child. That's the first point. The second point is epigenetics. A lot of parents have been told that these conditions are purely genetic, and if they're purely genetic, there's no hope. You can't change somebody's genes. But there's a new science, epigenetics, which means that you can change the way the genes express themselves. So the environment influences the genes. If you imagine a mom in the kitchen with ground beef, the mom is the cell, the mom is the gene, the ground beef is a protein.
Okay.
The kids are the environment, so whether they ask her to make meatballs or hamburger or meatloaf, they have influence on what they make. So you can, by changing the environment, you can influence how that gene expresses itself.
There is a support group that meets every month. Take a look on your screen. They meet the second Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. For more information and how you can be a part of it, please call the number on your screen. And thanks so much for watching.